Good evening, everybody. Last night I did the wingtip weight box, and I'll show you the end result of that. It's a real simple way to do things. That's basically all I can say is it's really a simple way to do things. I got everything up here on the table, so I got to move it all off. We have a weight of 25 ounces right now. So probably going to end up somewhere around 30 ounces in all the trim. And so we come in at 30. You can add 13 for the 13 for the engine and the pipe, and I think that's what I had it figured at. No, 18. So that's 48. 40. We're going to be at about. Good evening, Alan. We're going to be around. 52 or 3 ounces without any paint on it. And my goal is semi-doable. We'll see. The problem with this airplane is it's just so massive. There's just so much of it. And how Billy was able to achieve a 53-ounce massive monster like this, I have no clue. I have tried and tried and tried. And with the wood that we have, I'm just not able to bring the weight down into that 50-some ounce area. This is, this is light as I can make it with the wood I have available. So that's what I got. There are no extra parts in the thing. But I figure we'll show you I have to get this ready to go. So basically I need to go over this because we're going to cover it this weekend and detail sand it. So I'll do that, a little bit of that. And we can talk about that. More sanding. More sanding. The neighbors are restless. They're screaming over there. Dabba, dabba, dabba. I hear them screaming. Okay, what did I do? I just had it. Here we go. Hey, Mike. Like, subscribe, and share, guys. Ring that bell for future notifications. a little hand sanding here and get the flaps out of it. You just want to listen, huh? What are you talking about? I'm sanding. Okay. Oh, shoot. I'm denting the crap out of things here. Yeah, I didn't put a dent in it, so that's good. Or did I? Nope, no dents. That's good. Still haven't figured out what I'm going to do. Oh, great. Still haven't figured out what I'm going to do for these wires that are sticking out the end of the flaps for removable flaps, but I'll get that. Before I got on here, I had a call from Pennsylvania wanting to know about finish. I guess I don't have any, unless you guys can figure out where it is, have any fuselage silk spanning videos. So we're going to have to make sure to get one or two of them on. So this is, I'm going to be silk spanning this. I'm going to cover the wing this weekend. So we'll be putting it together next weekend, and I still might be able to make it. Okay, I showed you guys how to make the wingtip weight box last night, and I have since sanded the cover and added a little aqua green there to the spots that were kind of buggered up. Got a ding right there. We'll go ahead and get it covered before I fix that ding right there. But let's see, I had the ball driver down here. Here we go. I need to cut a 1/4 inch off of this screw so it doesn't come out the other side, I think. No, come to think of it, it looks like I might be able to make it. Let's see here. This could be a disaster. Yeah, we need to cut it. We need to cut at least 1/8 off of it. But the way this is done, I mean, it's very hard to. All you see is a little line around the box, the cover, the hatch cover. Whew, that carbon is nasty. So we need to cut the 1/4 inch off of this. Now, a tip, which most of you guys probably already know this, but I'll put it out there anyway. I gotta move everything so I can get a nut or something. Man. A tip for cutting screws off is to make sure that you put some type of threading implement screwed onto it first before you cut it off. And I'm just going to take my... Man, they're going nuts over there. I'll take my bolt cutter and cut this off. If I can find them. Dabba dabba dabba. I'm going nuts. Of course, I'm not going to be able to find them easy. I know they're right here somewhere. I guess we could just zip it off with this. It's getting warm. There we go. Okay. Then you unscrew the nut and that straightens the threads out. That's perfect. That worked good. Okay. Put this stuff back. Flip it off on the floor. I'll need to make my little cone, but I don't want to do that right now. It fits so good, it's got to be in there perfect. I might have to take a few more thousandths off it for paint. You know, sand the edge just a little bit. Let's do that. That's the front. I need to open that hole up too, would help. Let's see here. We got a hand drill. No. There we go. Perfect. That's what you want. You want it perfect. Or as close as you can make it. Bad Chad has started another car. So that's 3 cars that he's not finished. I think he's got OCD or something. I mean, you need to finish something. Well, I can see I'm going to have to make that cone right now, or else I won't be able to get this screw in. It's almost like straight down and back. Nice thing about wingtip weight box, it's not something you take on and off very often. At least I don't. They usually get about a half an ounce of weight to start, and that's about where I leave them, unless there's some unless I got to run 18 thousandths or something like that, then I got to add more weight. Maybe. Nope. Okay, let's make a teepee. Okay, for this teepee, I just take a stick of wood. Let's see here. Do I have any cut? Oh, I gotta have something cut. I don't really want to use this, but I guess we can. Sabba dabba dabba, they're going nuts. And saw. Okay. Thank you, Marcel. All I'm doing is I'm making a guide for the whole. It's hard to get the darn thing started down in the box. So we got to have something to guide the screw to the bottom. So a little square. Guess we could make it out of hardwood. If I had a square wingtip weight, you know what? I may. Let's bring out my stuff. Catch you later, Mike. Let's bring out my stuff. I'll let you see my secret stash of stuff. And we'll see if we got any tip weight stuff in there. If I got one of them square tip weight things, I can just glue that on the bottom. You guys will get a kick out of my goodie box. Where can I set this not to screw it up? Maybe I have something in my goodie box that'd be okay. I don't remember what's in this box. I just know there's a whole lot of goodies. Yeah. Yeah, we don't need my trailer hitch. And you guys think, what could be in this box? Well, aside from my favorite thing, sandpaper, we have a ton of Brodax stuff. So, let's look here. Ball links, fiberglass, nuts, clips, screws. There's a couple screws for my... Man, I know I probably got a little pilot. Tank mounting clips. Oh, there's some, I could use those in nylon. I know. Now, I have let's see here. Yeah. Man, they're going nuts. I have the perfect thing right here. We can use that. We'll use that. Anyway, this is just a box of stuff that I have of assorted Brodax parts, lead outs. And there's a combat quick fuel shut off and remote needle valve and Higley hubs and just all kind of junk. This box here has probably got, these are screws and I don't know, probably $200-300 worth of stuff in it. We'll leave these little screws out for my landing gear thing. I'd rather have socket screws. Let's see, these are smaller for the flaps. I better use them. Ah, no, those are stainless. Fuel line clips. Nope, I don't have any wingtip weights. That's what I was looking for. Thought maybe I did. Tail wheels. Motor mount pads. Tail wheel strut. That's pretty thin stuff. We might use that. Let's see what Billy calls for. Nope. But we can use that thing right there. Actually, I could use a cone. I don't know. I'm going to have to think about this. I want to make it as easy as I can for myself. Here's a tucker rudder for the little tucker. Okay, back to this. We've been on 25 minutes and I haven't got any work done, aside from cutting that bolt off. That, maybe these nylon washers. So mix up some epoxy. This is not really small enough, so maybe glue a 440 washer on the end of it. Ah, wait a minute, we got a smaller one here. That's better. Come on. Okay, I see exactly what I'm going to do here. So this one here will slide inside that one. Except I don't really need this big one if I use the small one. Wish it was longer. That should do it. I'm just looking for a way to guide that screw down into that blind nut without a big problem. So I figure I'll glue this on the bottom, this little nylock or whatever, and I'll be able to find that hole and it'll guide it into the blind nut. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, what happened to my door? Oh no. All the screwing around, I lost the door. I cannot win. Come on. And I had it fitting so nice too. Oh shit. You see how my life goes? I'm sure you guys, there it is. Glad I didn't step on it. Okay, now this part. How am I going to glue that on there so that it doesn't get in the threads? hot in here. Except, you know what? That ain't going to work either. That would get broke off. So how would I do that? I guess we could do that with a piece of wood. Bury this in a piece of wood. Then glue the wood on there. That'd be a good idea. We'll try that. Wood is always good. Well, another night's gone by and ain't got nothing done. So another night's gone by, nothing done. Come on. There we go. Don't fall off. So this will work. This will be fine. So now I need a drill bit. Looks to be about 1/8 of an inch. Just so happen to have one of those in my pocket. It's not. It's the next size up. All this tinkering. Sure makes for a nice model when you're done, though. If you can think of all the scenarios that will happen to you out at the field, and get on top of them before the next size up. 2 sizes up from 8. Come on out of there. Phew, 3 sizes up. We'll get it eventually. There we go. This is my $5 drill. So now we need a drill so I can countersink that. It appears to be about a 3/16. Approximately. Yep. Come on, there we go. Now some CA on that, then we'll sand it. Sickness. That's what this is sickness. You guys excited to go to Brodak next year? I am. That's close enough. Only a stupid guide. Oh. Perfect. I think we'll just glue that. Hello, Jim. A commitment to excellence. Yeah, might as well. Gotta be as good as my 07 one anyway. I think you were there when I crashed that, weren't you, Jim? I just couldn't let. It's oh, the guy who designed the Cavalier. Couldn't let him beat me by half point. I should have just let him beat me. That was the longest ride home. That happened down in Memphis, Millington. And I believe Jim was there when I crashed. He might have been judging. Come on. Yeah. Ran out of fuel on the upstroke of the 4-leaf clover. There was no saving that puppy. Okay. Yeah, pretty good flight too. I might have been able to make up that half point. That'll never happen again. If it's no, it'll never happen again. Hope I didn't cut that too damn short. No, it doesn't look like it. Okay, so what I've done here, I'll get the camera and show you, is I made that little nylon lug and put it down inside a wood block, glued that to the wood block, and then glued the wood block to the inside of the weight box. That way, that when I put the door on, it has something to guide it into. Let's see if it works. If it doesn't, it was all for naught. Works as intended. So that's basically it on the door. It took an hour and 45 minutes. Well, let's say 2 hours, because I did sand this off camera. This I showed you where I traced around it and I roughed it in, and then I put it in and just finished sanding it. So 2 hours for a weight box. Ridiculous. But that's what you got to do if you want it super nice. Two hours here, 2 hours. Whatever it takes is what it takes. And I'm nowhere near being finished. I would say that I'm probably 200 hours away from finishing. Because the woodwork, well, this is the woodwork is the easiest part. Trust me, this is the easiest part to do what I've got done so far. And if you do it like I've explained, you're not building a complete airplane. You're just building a wing, then a fuselage, then a rudder, and a stabilizer, and elevators. And once you get all the parts and you get them all wrapped up, you just put them together. And then the fun begins. You have to start finishing. And the finishing is what takes the most time. I'm real happy with the way that turned out. That turned out super nice. Make sure that it works again. We did it once, we'll try it again. Don't want to come out of there easy. Come on. Might have to drill that hole just a little bit bigger. A little more slop. Gotta get it out of there. When I do it tonight, there we go. I mean, that'll work. It just in a bind. So we'll drill it a little bigger. So 8. I just hate getting to the field and having a problem that I didn't think of. Super frustrating. Now, you can ask John, but when I put these together, when I put these airplanes together, I bench trim them. And there is very, very little to do other than handle adjustment and maybe CG adjustment to do at the field. I know where the lead out should come out. You know, I need to maybe sand that inboard thing a little bit. Make it easier to get in and out. Good evening, Chris. I see this edge right here. It needs a chamfer on it, so we'll get a piece of sandpaper and put a chamfer on it. Because my box fits too good. But I don't want to take too much off because I don't want any slop in it. Anyway, as I was saying, when I take these airplanes to the field, I've already bench run, put the engine in the airplane and started it and set the needle to where I think it's going to be okay. I know where the line rake should be, so that lead out location is pretty close. I mean, I've had to move them one hole sometimes, but not very often. The flaps are sighted in with the elevator so I don't have any tail droop, and make sure that they're completely level across. Measure, eyeball, check, double check. The airplane should fly right off the bench. You shouldn't have to be doing any surgery or. I know this should take for 15 thousandths lines about a ½ ounce of tip weight. Still a little tight. Little tight yet. All the tip weight does is offset the weight of the line. So if you're using 18 thousandths lines, I suggest you start off with an ounce and cut it back. But I use 15 thousandths wires, so I start out at a ½ ounce. Very rarely do I have to add more. Sometimes I have, take it out. The longer the inboard wing, the less tip weight you have to use. Now that sounds counterproductive. So if you got this the symmetry is about a ½ inch on this model, maybe 3/4. So a ½ ounce for 15 thousandths wires is about doable. But if you got an old time model where some of them models had 2-inch asymmetry and you're running 15 thousandths wires, you may be able to get away with no wingtip weight. You know, start out with tip weight, but because that extra span on the inboard side carries the lines. It's trying to. I've talked about setting up a sprint car, you know, pitch and wedge, and that's basically what we're doing. We have these airplanes affixed to fly left, stagger, which is the asymmetry of the wing. Wedge is the motor offset, and the pitch is the rudder offset. It's still a little tight, just a smidge. I'm afraid if I get paint on it, it's going to be difficult. That's getting better though. I told you when I built this box I was going to build it like a cabinet, which normally I don't. I just put a flat lid on it and we'll call it a day. But here I've got it indexed so that it fits down into that box. And you know, a cabinet maker would have run this on a router and chamfered the edge, but I don't have a router to chamfer the edge, so this is my router. And it's a pretty small piece to be trying to run through a router anyway. Seven minutes left. You know, last night I thought it was Monday night. That's why I said Charles would be on. But he was on the night before. Okay, looks like we got it chamfered halfway decent. Still a little tight. Yeah, we'll leave it at that. You hear them winding up next door? They're going crazy. Sabba-labba-dabba. That's 180. Hit this with 320. So, like I said, 2 hours for a wingtip weight box. But how good do you want it? So tomorrow night, the video, if you're really interested, I'm going to be detail sanding this, be rounding over all the cap strips, because come Friday, or Saturday, this is going to have a silk span on it. Stay off I sanded it real lightly, but stay off this leading edge. You'll get the scallop horse look, but it should be okay. All right, guys, like, subscribe, and share. Any questions, you can always call me on the phone, write me on the forum, message me here. I usually try to answer all the questions. At least try. I got this wire here. I still have to think what I want to do with this wire. This is my hinge wire right here. I think I'm going to bend it around and put a screw in it. Now the bad thing is I'm carrying around a couple of grams extra wire. I don't know what this wire weighs. We could weigh it up. Just for the simple fact I want to be able to remove the flaps. $100 says I never remove the flaps. But they do will make it nicer to finish all these hinges. You can finish all them hinges in a piece of cardboard. So these are pocket hinges. That means that this setup is exactly like my elevator stabilizer. So this is the second airplane I built with this feature. I like it. No taping. So I appreciate you guys watching. We'll be back on tomorrow night, same time, same channel. And until I see you again, keep building. Fair winds, tight lines. See ya.